All right, let's look at this play. So, again, we're not here to nitpick. This is what we're talking about when I say RPO. So, all right, so look, we've got off coverage, off coverage, off coverage, and then over the tight end is another player. All right, for all intents and purposes, Jalen is going to be reading man here because everybody's covered down with one high. And as long as he doesn't drop to play too high to play cover two, he should be fine. So the read is an RPO here. You'll know it's an RPO for a couple reasons. One, look at the offensive line moving up and run blocking. Jalen's going to keep, and he has a hot out route here. Had a guy in his face, a little bit behind on the hip. I'm not mad about that. We're not going to nitpick. That's fine. Easy throws. So again, he comes up, he sees off coverage. Cool. We're just going to get this football out. Quick outs. AJ actually gets hurt on that play. All right, so motion man out. This is what I thought was one of the better throws of the day. Very quick on the move. I do think they give him the catch. And this is where Jalen does shine, right? Moving to his right. Moving to his left, struggles a little bit, but this is a solid throw. Right on the body, doesn't lead him into the defender. Cool with that to the backup tight end. Guy didn't know what was going on. All right, so this is a stick route concept, right? Again, so another thing I want to point out here is I'm not, I have my credentials or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but at the end of the day, any motherfucker that's watching film with you need to understand that they don't know. We know, but we don't know. You know concepts based on where you've been. If you've been coached, or if you have coached, or if you watch film, or if you played the position, but at the end of the day, I don't know the responsibility or roles of everybody. It's all speculation. That's the whole point here, okay? Not out here claiming to be some guru. It's just my thoughts and what I saw. And I'm showing you what I saw. If you disagree, who gives a shit? But one of the things that I know of, sorry, didn't mean to do that, is when you have these sticks, it's flat. So you have a flat route and then a quick curl. So it's a matching concept. So they run the same thing on both sides, quick curl and a flat. And then I believe the running back is going to come in here and run a curl. You're supposed to read flat to here, or if you're at top of it, you go flat. And then if there, see how he drops, you go throw there. And then if he does swing out and you throw the curl, it doesn't really read that. He actually has a blitzing defender here. So really, he does a decent job here of kind of getting a feel that this guy's moving out. So he does see the window. So that's solid. That's fine. But he doesn't really read flat to that. I don't hate it. Again, it's not the biggest deal. And I don't know what they coach. So that's the coaching point that I know is outside in on these routes. But minuscule, right? His eyes are just kind of floating around. He's not really reading any side of the field there. But that's small note, not that serious. All right, here another similar formation. All right. So this is the first kind of like short change throw here. So similar deal. So first thing that we talk about with the read option, the RPOs, right? What they did well, they did this well against Dallas as well. Really schooled Micah Parsons on this. So you let the edge guy go, and then there's an RPO. That's the first thing. Handoff or keep. You allow the edge defender. And if I'm not mistaken, right here, Lane Johnson does not give two shits about this edge defender. Okay, if you're not familiar with RPO, welcome to the read option, right? So in this situation, see how he crashes? The quarterback could keep. He actually kind of stutters. Good movement on his action. But that's the first part of the read. The second, when you run pass option, is you're now reading a second player behind the linebacker. And you now have this quick pass option because a counter, so if they were to run that read option, say Jalen were to keep it and take off, right? That edge crashes. Sometimes you'll have an edge crash and a linebacker come and fill that gap to play the running back. If that running back or that linebacker crashes down to play the mobile quarterback like Jalen, then you sneak in a route behind him like this curl situation right here. There's nobody really in Jalen's face, and he just throws this one right on the ankle. It's safe in that it's not a pickable ball, so we're not hating that, but also, yeah, you kind of need a little bit of action. Just put it on his chest, let him fall backwards type situation. Let's go on to the next rep. Okay, so next rep here. So again, very similar to the first play. We've got a lot of off coverage. They're going to want these quick outs here. And you've got man coverage across the board, right? I don't know if he quite picked up that it's read. Usually, again, everybody being covered down. So you've got a player on two linebackers that are close into these split A gaps. You have a safety over a linebacker, or a tight end, sorry. Wide receiver over him. Wide receiver. You could blitz and fill. Like, the whole point is this, it's a pressure package. They're going to go after a quick out against that off coverage, okay? And here's one of the first things I want to note here is, if you look at the bottom of the screen, he just misses Devonta Smith. This ball doesn't get tipped as far as I can see, and we'll double check. But one of the things I want to note here is his footwork, right? So, you know what? We're gonna get a better view of it from this angle here. So let's watch here. Let's watch his footwork. So this foot on this throw is pointed. I mean, if I had to draw a straight line here, right? It's almost, I mean, it's probably even to the left of all of these defenders, right? And Devonta's down here. You want your front foot on these throws to be ahead of the target. He needs to get his hips. That foot needs to be over here, right? Completely moving the hips to get over to him. And he tries to short arm this. I mean, there's plenty of room to make this throw. And as a result, because of him, instead of getting full rotation and on top of the ball when he throws, it's very sidearmy. And as a result, with his release, it misses to the right, which is very common in those that throw sidearm right-handed. So I want to double check here, make sure the ball doesn't get tipped and cause some issues, because obviously that would end. Yeah, not that I see. I can't quite tell if he got a hand on it. Let's go there. So here's another one. We're back to the, and remember, this is all on one drive, fellas. All on one drive. So again, we're back to off-man coverage, okay? And we're just going to go attack the out routes. That's what the Eagles are determined to do against off-man coverage, okay? We're going to run an RPO again, okay? Again, this is a run play. Look at the offensive line. They're all pushing forward, okay? Safety drops here. This time his feet are a little wide. Look, footwork out here. His foot is out here. As a result, he gets not good rotation on this ball. And look where this ball's thrown. I mean, way behind. Again, I hate to be like, if this DB, if ands, buts, and whatever, right? If some buts for candy and nuts to be Christmas, is that what you're saying? But again, this ball should be way over here, and he should have an opportunity to turn upfield, break a play. But instead, Devonta Smith has to go back and try to catch this football behind himself, and he makes a great play. But I mean, this is the difference. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about the difference in accuracy. And we're not even getting, these aren't even progressions, right? This is a play that I really, really like. You go bunch out. And again, so simplifying the offense, okay? And I put a note in the comments about this, and I'll just reiterate it here. So we've talked about the RPO, the read option, the RPOs, the quick things to beat man. Well, they find out, well, we're getting a lot of man, so these quick little RPOs aren't going to work. Well, we can go to these quick outs. Jalen's already kind of short-armed two of them and not been accurate. The first one, A.J. Brown, was solid. Another thing we can do here is you split out extremely wide a bunch, right outside the numbers, okay? A three-man bunch. And all Jalen's responsibility here is to count. Now, there's a lot of things that NFL offenses ask their quarterbacks to do, right? Calling extremely long plays versus having a wristband. I don't care how you do it. But being a pro style or being a shotgun offense kind of guy, okay? Getting to the line of scrimmage, having to call out protections, having to identify the mic. I'd say they do a little bit, fair amount of that. Looking at the coverage shell, looking at one high safety or two high safeties, looking at it pre-snap, hard counting to see if you can get them out of their shell, doing other things to see if you can get them out of their shell, motioning to see if you can get them to reveal their shell, being man or zone situation. And then post-snap, snap the football. Where's my blitzers? Is there a free man that I was responsible for? Did I have everybody accounted for with blocking, and now I can focus on the throw? Is it two safeties high? Is it one safety high? Or did they come down? Are we cover zero? There's a lot of things that these quarterbacks, the guys, the greats, are asked to manipulate and see pre-snap, post-snap. That's not really happening here. These RPOs are very simple, okay? These RPOs are very, very simple. You got to watch the edge guy, and then maybe we'll sneak a pass out behind. Or, oh, you come on and you see off coverage. Okay, we're just going to go quick out, call it a day. Keep it, throw it. Because these guys can't run man against these dudes with success. We've got two of the best receivers in the NFL, two of the best route runners. This is another play that does that, right? This is now asking Jalen to count. Down here, you go this bunch, right? If there's only two defenders out here, you throw a quick screen. That's easy money. You throw a quick screen, you got two blockers, it's 3-on-2, go. Arguably, you could still throw it if you feel like one guy's too far away, but really he's going to see three or more over here, so he's just going to go, this is just a standard read option. So I wouldn't be surprised if 3 here just hits to the bubble screen, just like it was. These guys don't know where the ball's going, so they go in the block, and then we're just going to have a RPO play. Now, this is a dud rep. I don't care what happened. These are perfectly acceptable things to have in NFL offense. But what I want to point out, too, is we're on our first 15 here. Almost every play has been like this. Okay, so now I do like this. They go a little double move. This is kind of our first real play. They go double move, and you just kind of trust Devonta Smith. I don't hate this. Was it the most accurate throw? No, but you're really asking him to put it on the 2, kind of over the pylon on the 2-yard line, and that's where it went. So, yeah, it was incomplete. Yeah, I hit the DB in the back. I'm not losing sleep about it. They get the penalty. Okay. Oh, I remember this one. Extremely well. So, this is an important thing when I want to talk about accuracy and throwing players open and also pocket presence and understanding the footwork. So, let's just run the rep, and then we'll talk about it. One more time from this view. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is from this angle, you're going to have a flat route. Actually, let's just go by the other angle. You have a flat route by 26. You have a in-breaking route, inside release. I want to say that's Quez. And then you're going to have an inside release curl. This is a 2-beater. They're playing cover 2 here, so the flat's going to bring up the cover 2 corner. The eyes are going to bring this flat, not flat, he's not a flat defender, just like a hook zone defender down to the running back. He makes a mistake. He needs to stay back vertical here. So there is good eye manipulation, I think, if his eyes are there. Maybe he's just looking at 26. But point is look at Devonta running this curl and look at all of this green grass inside of him. Safety's not crashing. There's so much green grass from pretty much the hash mark over. Okay? I mean, he's turning in. He's on a great rep, and then the ball's thrown behind him, and that allows this flat defender to come back and make a diving play. When this football being here is a massive gain, okay? Not to mention, you've got a wide open Dallas right underneath it, okay? This is the problem. Now, from this angle, when we see it, I also want to look at, let's see drifting, right? So drifting, look at this pocket. There's no pressure in this pocket. And he is drifted outside of the tackle, okay? So here's my issue with this. Look at the passing lane that he has created for himself because of the stunt and the fact that he has moved outside. If he was here where he is supposed to be, which is pretty much right underneath this camera, look at these passing lanes. These passing lanes are significantly easy for him to make a throw because of the protection. That's the passing lane he's supposed to be in. Instead, Jalen's out here. It's small, but also that's the difference. Tom, Aaron, Mahomes, they're here. They're going to be here. Okay? And then, because of this, he doesn't get full rotation. Remember, you don't see a follow through. He's put himself in a bad spot. And now he is short on this ball. Like, look at how much room is in the middle of this throw. And instead, we've got an incomplete pass on first down. And a big hit on our 120-pound wide receiver. Okay? All right? Let's keep going. Empty here. I'll tell you what, I like this throw. We did talk a little bit of shit about his out routes, but look at this guy. And not only that, Devonta Smith is like running, like stuttering in front of his man, and he's got a free man coming in at him, and it's like, cut, cut. Like, just cut, please. That was a good throw, but it shouldn't take a free man hitting my quarterback. to be okay with, to get accurate out routes. All right, let's see the next route. So a lot of pressure that Washington's bringing. In fact, they're going to bring more pressure here. They're going to motion down 6. You're going to get a zone shell, and then they're bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dropping the mic. This is fine here. Fine 6. Throws it behind him on the back shoulder, kind of allows him to protect the football. Solid rep there. He's getting a little bit more comfortable. I like that. I like him killing it out. Okay, it's obviously he's got some responsibilities pre-snap. We'll give him credit for that. Don't hate it. That's easy. That's hot read throws. I like that in the second drive. We've gotten away from that. All right, here's the motion to reveal man versus zone. We know we've got man coverage. So here's a bad rep. Okay, so what you're doing here, so we've got too high, okay? We've got too high in this situation, and then they rotate down to 1 with the man. So that's what the motion does. It gets him out of the shell, okay? So now what we're going to do on this play is we're running a post with A.J. Brown and a dig underneath, and the goal is to read this 1 safety, okay? It's high-low concept if you've watched literally any football, okay? If you can get him to step up, you hit the post over the top. If you hit them, if they step back, you should have plenty of room because of this. It's almost a clear out. You're clearing out this other color. I mean, this is just cover 1 essentially. So you get Devonta Smith up against this safety essentially, and here Jalen needs to be, he needs to have a decision made. Is this player stepping up? Or is this player stepping back? And simply put, he forces the deep ball when he's got tons of room to throw this football to Devonta Smith. I mean, he's got a full step. Not only that, AJ is not even clear of his man. He just kind of yeets this football up, and it's going to get picked off. I really need you to, again, these are high-low. These are simple football I say simple like I could fucking do it. But clean pockets, nothing rush. Now, does A.J. Brown catch that football against that corner? Absolutely. He absolutely does in the second half. Again, accuracy on the out route. So, kind of tough route here by Devonta. He does a good job of walking him in and then giving him a really good inside jab step, and that earns he earns that outside release. Again, where's Jalen's feet? Jalen's feet are way up the field, and there's no adjustment. He all arms this football to Devonta Smith. Now, if this is thrown here, there's an opportunity to turn up the field. But again, look at him having to turn into the play and catch and receive contact and be driven back. Now, granted, he gets it where he caught it. Bad accuracy on these out routes. These are easy throws. From an elite NFL quarterback perspective, these are easy, but that footwork is really bad. Okay, here's that formation they ran earlier that goes flat with the curls. Let's see what they run here. Okay, here's the RPO with the flat and the stick here. Actually, I think this is just a play action. Everybody's back, yeah. 11's wide open. Just turn your head. Okay, let's take a look at this play again. So we're going to go have the stick. So again, if you're going to read this side of the field, so this is a concept you see a lot, pulling a tight end or pulling a guard to help block, because that really helps sell the play action. You'll see a lot of Manning offenses did it. The Lions do this a lot. They pull guard. Patriots actually, I think it was a Patriot. I think Patriots stole it from Manning. Pull guard, but you maintain pass blocking. That pulling guard really tells the linebackers to get sucked up into that read option, into that run lane. And here they are stepped up, and here you are is A.J. Brown here. It's all over this. Now they actually go, that's what they were going for. Okay. So good case of play. So what they're trying to do is set up. They ran that. Remember earlier, I just said it's the same formation as earlier, right? Same formation where they ran flat curl. This time they're going to go flat curl, but this flat is actually going to be a wheel. So that's what Jalen was watching. He was trying to see if his man got through. So flat, kind of, yeah. By the time that it gets free, okay. I get why you read it, but again, doesn't really pick up that it wasn't there. Pressure gets in his face. A.J. Brown was open, but again, that's not the read. They were running this to set it up. I don't hate it. It was just one of those situations where you kind of got stuck around, and let's see what this is. Let's look at this rep. We got a route combo going on to the right. It looks like ooh, yeah, that's what it is. So this is like the opposite of the Malcolm Butler. In fact, I did an article on this route. Wide receiver breaks vertical against the press. You've got a safety out here, so you know you've got man coverage. So think about Malcolm Butler interception, right? You go vertical, and then a slant underneath it. Malcolm Butler jumped in front of it and picked it off, right? That's how it's taught. So what you do is you run a concept like this that looks just like that. Wide receiver against the press gets vertical. What he's trying to do is trying to create mess so that corner or this DB can't get in front of the slant. They see that, they try to jump it, and then you run a zig. So, gets vertical, tries to create mess. He runs like it's a slant. He's going to get in front of it, and then it's a quick zig out. Throw the football. Throw the football. Throw the football. Throw the football. What are we waiting on? Throw the football. You got the separation. That ball should have been out. I think he wanted the vertical. You got a quick out here. Fortunately for him, because it's man coverage, Quez Watkins breaks free. But that's that route up there. Quez is going to get, looks like, really speedy. Good separation. Vertical stem there. It is a good job. All right, back to that same concept before, right? We're going to do some counting. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're just going to run this football, right? Yep, we got the screen. We're not throwing it. We're going to give this ball to Kenneth Gainwell, who's going to turn into Brandon Jacobs for a rep. Same play out here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe we see them run a second situation here, like something like a release or a wheel or whatever. But it looks like, no, we're just going to count. We're just going to count and keep here. Same deal as always. All right, we're going to go empty. I think this may have been the keeper. No. Quick, again, these out routes are just so awful. Let's take a look at it. We're going to get inside leverage. Smith with a great release. Let's see where the foot is pointed. Inside. If I had to draw a line, I'm trying to go as straight as I can. Needs to be a little bit over. You need to be pointed here. And there's no surprise, no follow through on the feet. And this ball, again, out route. Can we get an out route where he's catching it here so he could turn up the field or be protected? Okay, can we not get pick sixed here? Okay, so we have a touchdown in the column, but we got an L in terms of the rep here because we're really struggling with our footwork. Okay, now let's go find his best statistical game. Motion across. See if we've improved. Okay, there's a good out route here. Motion across. The man is not going to follow. We've got zone, but we've got off coverage, so that's going to tell us we've got no flat defenders. Footwork. Feet are, fucking, what are we doing, Jalen? Look at where the feet are. We are almost perpendicular. At least on this side, since he misses, it's like one of those things where, like, when you golf, right? And you slice all the time, so you aim for the slice. Maybe that's what he's doing. Instead of, since he's always missing to the right, he just steps more, just aims a little bit more left. But, God, this footwork's atrocious. Better throw there. Not in motion. This is mesh. There we go. There's a good out route. And that's the benefit, right? So these defenses are realizing we've got to run man. We've got to hope for bad throws and man coverage. This is just a great route by Devonta. Footwork, pointing, I'd say it's a little bit better. Again, it seems like he's got really solid deep ball throwing. That's pretty good zip. That was led where it wanted to be. Just he really struggles with this intermediate to shorter throws. Footwork still's not good, but we get an actual just 5 and a hitch. See, there you go. Now we're in rhythm. We've got 5 and 8. Yeah, that footwork goes a lot better. We've got. Here's another quick out against the, off coverage in the RPO. How's the footwork look? He's got to get those hips around. A little bit better. He does kind of snap them. A little bit upfield. Again, a little bit more arm. But at least Devonta isn't, at least the ball's safe and not inside, okay? So, All right, we got a little motion run by Miles. Man, they just are struggling in man coverage here. So this is a good example of the high-low, right? You got one player middle of the field, and you got a lot of room to throw it underneath. He does underthrow it, but that's safe as long as he leads it in, okay? And he kind of did. So could he have on the run? It's fine. It's fine. I mean, these outs are all there for the taking. He's out there for a second. Cheek to footwork. Hop steps back into it. Doesn't get the 5. There's this football. Where's the feet at? Feet are almost, again, perpendicular to the... or parallel to the line of scrimmage on this throw. Just, I don't know what the footwork is, man. And as a result, he short arms this one. This should be a completion. I had to think about it really hard. Motion, we got zone. They said, fuck this. We can't run man against these guys. Stop route. I mean, please tell me you hit Smith. Why are we not hitting Devonta Smith right now? Is he going to get behind him? Oh, he's going to get a hold. And he guess he held on to it. Let's look at it again. I mean, I guess it's fine because he did step up. But Jesus. That was like AJ, okay. But we're like taking deep shots to Quez. I mean, boom. That ball could be out. I mean, it's not a bad high-low. He didn't fuck up the one like the Commanders, but yeah, he could have thrown that ball. And now I want to see the accuracy because I really feel like that could have been led a little bit more inside. Again, especially with such a short receiver, you want to throw him away. I get that sometimes you tell yourself we're going to throw this on the hash, but this one, I mean, if it was on this hash, this is a touchdown, dude. He throws it on this hash. Yeah, you gotta. Let's watch it one more time from the other view. How much inside leverage does Quez have? Top of the screen. Does he really get good inside leverage here? I mean, you got to just let him run away from him. He got under. Like, I don't know. Again, I would say that's nitpicking, but we could have been better. We could have been better on that throw. But not the end of the world. He made a decent read in the high-low. That's what we're asking from the quarterback. Not every throw is going to be perfect. Boston Scott goes out. Nice little find behind the zone. I like that. That's a good read. Play man, and he's doing a pretty solid job at, I wouldn't say he's manipulating with his eyes. He's definitely, I mean, this is just cover 2. It's just a lot of ground for these linebackers to cover, and I don't even know who 51 is. But just getting around the linebacker and cutting in, is that long? Let's see, footwork. Quick little vibe back. That's that excellent ball placement. There you go. I'll give you. Hey, there's an A+ throw right there. There's an A+ throw right there. We got a blitzing Mike. Gets picked up well. We're gonna go 1-on-1. Woo! AJ got some sauce. Let's look at the placement on this. If he's even, he's leaving. There's about a 49-yard throw. Again, if I'm being picky, it doesn't need to be as close to the boundary as it is. But at the same time, you know, you're kind of wanting to drift him away, but he's even. He's going to stack him. He does a great job at stacking him. There's a lot of room inside. But again, very picky here. You know, instead of making it here, it could have just been a walk-in. Again, this accuracy is minimal. Don't really take this rep to heart. It's fine. Pretty bad. Actually, well, he does flip his hip. He tries. Hips kind of come around. I think the hips coming around on this one really helped that ball get there. So I want to bring up the note again. What are we talking about here? Simplifying concepts, okay? Anytime that we've asked Jalen to throw some, there's not a whole lot, but every time we're watching, we're seeing them get away and they're running more spot throws and reads and stuff like that. There's not a whole lot of those, and they're few and far in between. And what they're trying to do is they're just trying to get AJ and Devonta Smith the football deep one-on-one situations, right? And he's kind of hit or miss on those, hit or miss in terms of if he's accurate at that time, and then hit or miss on if he made the right read. I wouldn't say he's throwing like insanely dangerous football, but they're not designed to throw danger. You're not asking him to make a whole bunch of reads. He did look solid against some of those zone looks, throwing behind defenders. But this is what I'm talking about when I say simplifying the offense. It's just there's too many things to deal with. Miles Sanders is having a career year. The offensive line is extremely talented. You just run these quick spot routes that he's just going to throw this one pretty much on this dude's ankles. We see this play a lot. Just spot. I mean, can we get out? It's the minor things, but that's what separates, because the Herberts, the Mahomes, everybody that we are putting on these lists can make these throws on the run. That's fine. Hurts possesses that, and thus that's why I have him in my 8 to 10. So what separates them? Well, I need the guys that are routine. Okay, we saw a drive end earlier because he just missed 2 routine passes. Drive, keep alive. Now, here's a bubble screen. Ooh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. So normally when you fake a bubble screen, you're going to have a wheel, right? And it looks like we got man. They see this because they're shifting out. It's 1, 2, 3 on there. And not only does he get vertical, look at this route by Smith. Oh, that's so disgusting. Feet are, I would say they're fine. And he doesn't, like, okay. Finn, he just threw a touchdown pass. Okay, but like, there's the throw. I get that he won, but he won this rep. They scored on this rep because A.J. Brown should be considered a top 5 receiver in this league, as far as I'm concerned. I think A.J. Brown is the best contested catch player in football right now. Best contested, I don't know, Justin Jefferson gets it, whatever. This is strong takes. But this one I'm feeding you Philly boys, so you take it easy on me. A.J. Brown is disgusting. But look at this separation by Smith. Like, I get that A.J. Brown caught this ball, but that is the wrong read of the rep. That is the wrong read of the rep. He is not even. He is stacked on top of. This is a safe situation of where he just sees the tall guy and he just throws. Now, I get it, trusting your QB or your wide receiver, giving him, and this is probably why A.J. Brown said, "Go, I want to go where he goes." But look, if I said, and I put on this route and I said, "Hey, who is open on this route?" And it is Devonta Smith, completely 5 yards of separation. And instead, A.J. Brown has to make a miraculous catch against a DB draped all over him. Now, he does, and that's cool. The throw itself, not bad. Gave him a chance. Okay, that's fine. But this is what I'm asking. Just getting a little... He's extremely trusting, and that's a good thing. But this ball is not where it should be. In fact, when you're throwing this football, it should be back shoulder. It should be back shoulder so he can turn and catch it here. Instead, he puts it on typically, literally the back shoulder of the DB, and he has to reach over and grab it. Like, again, do we celebrate this? I don't know. We don't need to nitpick, but I'm seeing a guy who the scheme is perfect. It's putting them in great situations and getting receivers with 6, 7, 8 yards of separation, and instead we're relying on A.J. Brown to catch these crazy. First of all, it's a catch it's a touchdown if he throws it to Smith. He's going to get the block and go in. So I think this is a good time to end it on that. What I will say is I did see week-to-week improvement. That's something I'm expecting from a young, growing quarterback. All the signs of a guy who's great mobile, who has small footwork and mechanical and arm and accuracy issues and some processing issues. What we didn't get to see a whole lot of was a lot of plays where he's asked to make a lot of reads, and that's my point. They're not going to do it. They're catering the offense to simplify the reads because, as you saw in the one rep against the Commanders, he failed to read the high-low safety, and it led to a pick. You see the situation where he held onto the football too long when they were running that spot wheel and missed an A.J. Brown open in the middle of the field. Didn't make a progression away from that. Just kind of got caught staring at it. Then had to evade and throw away. And that rep right there, even though it did lead to a touchdown, that's okay that those things still end positively. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a super negative thing, but you've schemed open, wide open routes and finds, and they're throwing it. And then that play where you get a nice curl, plenty of room to lead it inside, but because he's drifted out of the pocket and not had that good that footwork, There's that. So I'm not here again. We're not here. It's not a Jalen Hurts bass session. There's plenty of room to grow in my eyes. There's plenty of room to eventually be top 5. But the guys that I have in the top 5, they don't necessarily make these mistakes. They're way more consistent in the intermediate and in quick passing game. They have the same, if not the same, a slightly degraded version of the mobility or the ability to throw on the run, and then they have their own skill sets, okay? I hope the best for Jalen Hurts. I think he's a very talented young man, but simply put, let's not make him top 5 just yet. Y'all have a good one. My name is Finn, twitch.tv/frontmanfinn. I stream MLB The Show, Madden, and sometimes that Hogwarts Legacy game. It's a fun time. But feel free to roast me here in the comments and tell me what I did wrong and what I got right, or if I'm being too picky. But this is the film review. Later, dudes.